Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Greetings, welcome, and thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, and I'm so honored to have you here as always, so thank you so very much. In this week's episode, we're talking about workshops for your Reiki business. In specific, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop. But first, I want to make sure to invite you to the third and final free Reiki Business workshop on November the 15th. This one is all about how to navigate the first 3 years of your Reiki business. So if you are in the first 3 years, 0 to 3 years of your Reiki business, or even longer, that's fine too. You're welcome. Please do join us. You can register at standingstoneshealing.com/Reiki Biz Kit. And of course, if you cannot join live, yes, indeed, you do get the replay. So thank you so very much. I'm going to be sharing with you what you can expect and how to navigate the first 3 years of your Reiki business journey. So workshops for your Reiki business. Workshops are a wonderful thing to include and to offer in your Reiki business. And over the years, I've offered so many workshops, both online and in person. And I just wanted to go behind the scenes and share with you how I set up the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop, what I did on the back end. And you can please feel free to replicate it, do it the way you want to do it, take what resonates with you, leave the rest however you want to do it. But I wanted to share my method for this workshop with you. Now, we had lots of people sign up for the How to Start a Reiki Business workshop. We had lots of people attend live. Of course, only a fraction attended live. I'll get to that in one moment and talk more about that. But I want to say thanks to everyone who gave feedback about that workshop. It was very well received, and I'm glad that it was so helpful. And so I want to be helpful to share with you what goes on the back end with setting up a workshop like this. Now, I first want to say that there are a million ways, well, maybe even 1,000,001 ways to set up and offer a workshop in your Reiki business. And I have done workshops in all kinds of ways, so many different ways myself, even including if you just talk about just the online workshops, I have set those up in so many different ways as well. And so this is just one way that you could do it. This is the way that I did it for the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop. So first of all, you're going to want to pick a day and time. Kind of simple, right? But maybe not. Because when you are talking about when to schedule a workshop for your Reiki business, indeed, finding a time, choosing a time is not always the easiest thing to do. When I'm offering online workshops, one of the challenges that I have run into over the years is finding a time that works for the whole world. It's kind of hard. And so if you are talking about online workshops, you're always going to have challenges with time zones. That's one nice thing about in-person workshops is that everybody's in the same time zone. But when you're talking about online workshops, then you've got multiple time zones to worry about. I do like to try to choose times that might align with multiple time zones. And the time zones that I really take into the greatest consideration are, of course, my own time zone, EST, Eastern Time Zone, Eastern US. Pacific time, and GMT, or London time, UK time. Those are the three main time zones that I really focus in on. But I will say that sometimes when I offer a workshop like at 11 o'clock EST, that's 8 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, and not always the best time for those on the Pacific coast. But again, there's no best time for the whole world. And so what really matters is finding a time that is going to be the right time for you. What you don't want is to schedule a time that is a good fit for everyone else, but maybe not such a good fit for you, because you want to feel fresh, you want to feel alive, you want to feel aligned. And so don't be afraid to pick a time that works well for you. 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time might not be the best time for California residents. I'm sorry to everyone in California. I love you. And it might not be the best time for them, but it is a good time for me. And so I just trust that the right people are going to be able to register and join as they can. However, at the same time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time is 4 o'clock GMT, and that may very well be a good time for people in the UK. So the first thing you've got to do is choose a day and time. That is what I did. I usually offer my workshops on the weekends. I usually offer them on Saturdays, even most often on Sundays, just because in my experience, I have found that that's a pretty good day. But the truth is that when you get right down to it, there's no best day or time. With the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop, I decided to offer it on a weekday, knowing full well that plenty of people would not be able to attend live because of their work schedule. At the same time, over the years, I've actually been surprised by how many people a weekday during the day works for. It actually surprises me, quite frankly, that a weekday during the day works for so many people. And so I thought, let's do a weekday for the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop and for the other Reiki Business workshops I've been offering. And so you've got to first choose a day and a time. Now, the way that you can set this up, there are so many different ways, but the way that I set it up is on Zoom. And this is actually how I run the majority of my online workshops, at least ones that are not open to everyone, in which you need to register. I'll talk about that in a second. You could indeed offer a workshop on Facebook Live, but I offer them on Zoom. So I like Zoom. Zoom is actually really nice because it uses a lower bandwidth than other programs like Facebook Live, for instance. And so while some people might have a challenge with Facebook Live and the stream, you're going to have a lot fewer problems with the stream on Zoom because it uses a lower bandwidth. So I like Zoom and use it for all of my online workshops. So got that set up on Zoom. Of course, there are a couple of ways you can do that. But the way that I do it is just to create a new meeting in Zoom for that particular day and time, and to generate a unique Zoom link for it. Next, what I did for that workshop, and what I often do for workshops, is that I create a form for people to sign up. So it is a sign up form. Now, you can do this in a number of ways. And I'll share with you the way that I did it for the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop and for the other workshops. But please know that this is not the only way to do it. And indeed, I have done it in other ways in my Reiki business. But how I did it for this workshop was that I created an embedded form with my email sender. And so with many email senders, you'll have the opportunity to create what's called an embedded form. And you create the embedded form in which someone signs up on that form and then gets added automatically to a list that you create in your email sender. So what I did was I created an embedded form in my email sender and created it so that everyone who signed up on that form would automatically get added to a list specifically for the workshop. So that the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop, when people signed up for that, they automatically got added to that list. And then what I did was I created a confirmation email and set it up so that as soon as anyone registered for the workshop, they would get an automatic confirmation email to say, thanks for registering, and be on the lookout for the Zoom link and reminders. So definitely this is a way to do it. When you create the embedded form on your email sender, depending upon your email sender, they'll give you an HTML code that you can then just copy and paste into your web builder. And that's exactly what I did. So my email sender gave me a special HTML code that I just copied and pasted directly onto the Reiki Biz Kit page. Now, when it comes to sign up forms for something like a workshop, best practice in sign up forms is to have only one sign up per page. And so I did a no-no when I embedded my form for the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop. I put that embedded form directly on the page to sign up for the Reiki Biz Kit. This is a no-no because when someone goes to a page to sign up for something like a workshop, it's really best practice to only have one thing for them to sign up for so that their energy isn't scattered, so that they're not looking at this and saying, oh, I'm going to sign up for this How to Start a Reiki Business workshop. But wait, there's a Reiki Biz Kit sign up here too? What's that? Oh, what's this Reiki Biz Kit? Let me look at this. And then they go and they look all at the Reiki Biz Kit stuff. And then they are like, oh, I got to go. Or what was I here for? And they get pulled away. They get off task and oops, they maybe don't sign up for the workshop after all, or even they're confused. Like, where do I click to sign up for the workshop? I just want to sign up for the How to Start a Reiki Business workshop. There's this Biz Kit thing here. What's up with this? What am I doing here? So just know that when I did that, that's not the best practice. Now, of course, I fully know that, and I violated the rule anyway. So I'm the kind of person who, yeah, I'll know the rules and I'll still choose to break them. This is one of those instances. And so just know on the back end, from the behind the scenes view, that I did not do it in the way it's supposed to be done, but that's how I did it. And why did I do it that way? Quite frankly, to make my life easier. Because in order to do it the quote unquote right way, I would have had to set up a whole other page for that sign up form. Yes, you can do that. And so you can create a sign up page with your email sender. This is called a landing page. You can set up a landing page with your email sender and do it that way. Again, I just made it easier on myself. I did not feel like creating a whole new landing page just for the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop sign up. And so I just embedded the form on the Reiki Biz Kit page. Another way that you could do it, and that I have done it, is to just create another page on your website. And I have actually found this with my current email sender. I have actually found it easier to just create a new page on my website rather than to create a landing page. And so I don't care for the landing page builder in my email sender. So I just create a page on my website. Actually, this is also not always the best practice because it adds to that confusing multiple task kind of idea where if you go to my website to sign up for something, you could see, oh, look at all of these other things to click on in the menu, and end up getting pulled away or not signing up for the workshop. So best practice, everyone, is that you have one single landing page for someone to sign up for your workshop there. But again, a million ways to do it, and however you do it, it's totally cool. So they then get an email that says, yes, welcome, thank you for signing up. And then I set it up so that reminder emails are sent out. And I like to send out a couple of reminder emails. So I send out a reminder email 24 hours before, and I set that email to send at the time when the workshop starts. So the workshop starts at 2 o'clock. I will set it up to send at 2 o'clock the day before, or whatever time zone you're in. I set it up to send at that time that the workshop starts for 24 hours before. That includes the Zoom link. And that includes just the reminder that, hey, the workshop is coming up. Thank you so much. And then I like to send a reminder 1 hour before. Because, we get emails that we don't open. Things get lost in the email. Things also get lost in the email sender, by the way. So you can set up these things and they still don't get sent. As a matter of fact, just as an aside, I have learned over the past couple of weeks that there have been multiple emails from my email sender that did not get sent. And so if you signed up for the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop and you did not get the confirmation message, you did not get the reminders with the Zoom link, I want to send my deepest apologies, and your information and feedback is very helpful in that as I consider going to another email sender. So thank you so very much. It's very helpful for me to know. But best case scenario, in a perfect world, people are going to get both of those emails. And you might think, why 2 emails? Because not everyone opens every email. They might have missed the email, or maybe it got buried and among all of their other messages. And so I like to send 24 hours and then an hour beforehand so they've got it there and can click and get to the workshop straight away. On Zoom, of course, I record the workshop. And then what I do is, and again, there are so many different ways to do this. So know that this is just one way. But this is a way that I like to do it, is that I will take the recording and I will upload it to YouTube. So I upload it to my YouTube channel and I set it as an unlisted video. And what this will do on YouTube is that it means that anyone with the link can view your video, but the video is not searchable and it won't show up on your channel. It's kind of almost in effect a hidden video. And so I do this because it's very easy and quick to upload to YouTube. It's very easy to then just send out that YouTube video link to anyone who wants to watch it. Another way you can do it, everyone, is to send out the Zoom shared link. So when you record on Zoom, there's a share link that you can share the recording. But I prefer uploading it to YouTube for a couple of reasons. And one of them is that when you share it, people can download it onto their device, but once you delete it, it's no longer accessible if they haven't viewed it. And if you need to delete the recording to make room on your cloud for other recordings, or if you just don't want to hold on to it forever, then uploading it to YouTube means that it's still accessible to others, but that it doesn't have to live in your Zoom recordings forever waiting to make sure that people are able to access it. They can access the YouTube recording at any time as long as they have that link. And so then what I do is I send out the recording with that YouTube unlisted video link. And anyone who has the link is able to view it. And they're able to view it at their leisure. And as long as they have the link, and as long as the video is up on YouTube and unlisted, they can watch it. Which means that unless I change the video, unless I delete it, unless I make it private, a year from now, you could use that same link to watch that video. So a year from now, you could watch how to start your Reiki business with that link. Again, unless I do something different with the video, take it down, make it private, whatever. But it's going to be accessible to you. I could also choose at some point in the future to make it public and to make it so that anyone can watch it. And so I like uploading to YouTube for all of those different reasons. And so I send out the recording a couple of times. And I do this again because not everyone opens every email. Not everyone sees every email. And I want to make sure that you get the recording. There are a lot of people who sign up for a workshop who cannot attend live. And I've actually had this for paid workshops too, where someone will register and pay for a workshop knowing that they can't attend live, and they pay in order to be able to get the recording. So it's very important that they are able to get the recording. In this instance, I do the Zoom option so that people can download it directly to their device, so that they have access to it. I will often do that. I will also sometimes upload it to YouTube. I'll use them interchangeably depending upon the situation or whatever. But oftentimes when it's a paid workshop, I will send out the shared Zoom link so that people can download it directly to their device so that they don't need to view it on YouTube, and that they can have it on their own device for offline viewing as well. So I like to do that with paid workshops especially. And so I'll send out the recording a couple of times so that people can make sure to see it. And of course, knock on wood, fingers crossed, if your email sender is doing what they're supposed to be doing, then your registrants should get the recording. Now, yes, indeed, there are plenty of people who will register for a recording, for a workshop, and only get the recording. So I want you to know that when you offer a workshop, there are going to be way more people who sign up for it than who attend live, period. That's just going to be the case. And so know that if you have, let's say, 10 people sign up for a workshop and you're thinking, wow, I'm going to have 10 people at my workshop, and it is an online free workshop or even a paid one, probably not all 10 of those people are going to show up. Like maybe 3 will show up live. And just know that that's part of the experience, and that's nothing that you're doing bad or wrong. It's just the reality. I don't know about you, but there have been plenty of workshops that I've signed up for that I have not had any intention of attending live. It's like I got something going on at that time. I got a meeting, I got a session, but I'd really like to get the material. And so I'm going to sign up for this workshop and wait for the recording. And so if that happens, please don't be offended. It's just part of what happens with workshops. Now, if you offer a workshop and you're getting a lot more people attending than who signed up, you might want to check your sign-up registration process. It doesn't happen often. As a matter of fact, I don't know that it has ever happened for me. But if you do something like just share the Zoom link and just be like, I'm offering a workshop, here's the Zoom link, and you just post it, you don't know who might get that Zoom link and who might show up. You don't have any control over it. You don't have any control over how many people or any knowledge of how many people might show up. And you don't know where it might go and who might drop by or even who might Zoom bomb your workshop. So just keep that in mind. I like to have people register even for a free workshop rather than to just send out the Zoom link, because it allows me to do a few things. Number one, it allows me to see how many people have registered. So I get an idea of how many people have registered, which helps me to understand how much interest there is in the topic. It helps me to get an idea of how many people might be live, while of course remembering that there are plenty of people who will not show up live. Actually, most people won't. It also helps me to then know who to send the recording to, because I can set that up with the email. And so when they register with their email, they can then get that recording. And it's nice to offer the recording. Yes, you can offer a live workshop and not send the recording, but I think it's nice to offer the recording. I personally like the recording, and there are plenty of workshops that if they didn't offer the recording and it was just live, that I wouldn't attend because of my schedule and things that I have going on, where I will sign up knowing that I'll get the recording. So that's something that's important to keep in mind as well. Yes, indeed, you can set all of this up on Zoom, where there's a registration on Zoom and they register through Zoom. But again, I like to do it through my email sender, because then I can easily send them the recording and a couple of emails with the recording that they can then access. And so more people will get the recording, which is what they want anyway. You know, people are signing up for your workshop because they want the information. They want what you're sharing. And so let's share it with them. So I'm glad to be able to share with you a little bit of behind the scenes on the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop. And yes, you can sign up for the how to navigate the first 3 years of your Reiki Business workshop at standingstoneshealing.com/Reiki Biz. Yes, indeed, I'm using the same exact process for that workshop. So now you know what it looks like behind the scenes. Now you know what's going on. Now you know the magic that I am making with the workshop setup. And now you can know what to expect when you sign up for that workshop. So, do you use workshops in your Reiki business? How do you use workshops? What do you do behind the scenes? There's so much more to say about workshops, of course. We may very well have to have another podcast episode on it, but I just wanted to take you behind the scenes of the How to Start Your Reiki Business workshop. As always, you can get the free Reiki Biz Kit. That's at standingstoneshealing.com/Reiki Biz Kit. Yes, the same page. And of course, you are welcome to join us for the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build. I just want to make a mention that registration fee for the program is going to increase on December 1st. So if you're thinking about joining us, please don't delay, because it's an incredible value for that registration fee currently. So please don't delay. standingstoneshealing.com/build. As always, sending lots of blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.